Foley? Here. Mr. Munoz,
Present.
Dr. Bonebrake,
Here.
Mrs. Schmidt,
Present.
Dr. Schumacher.
Here.
Mr. Tatum,
Here.
Dr. Beeson.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is recess to executive session. I'm looking for a motion.
Madam President, I move the Board of Education of USD 501 recess into executive session for 45 minutes to discuss confidential personnel matters to protect the privacy of the individuals being discussed pursuant to the personnel exception in the Kansas Open Meetings Act, and return to open session in the boardroom at 6:17. The superintendent and board attorney are invited into executive session.
I have a motion. I'm looking for a second. Ms. Boley, thank you. Any discussion? All right. Looking for a vote.
And the vote is open. All votes are in and the motion carries unanimously.
All right, we are recessing to executive session.
Somebody might have to.
6:17.
Good. Do you have to do them? Okay. I move the Board of Education of USD 501 recess into executive session for 15 minutes to consult with our attorney on matters protected by the attorney-client privilege to protect the board's position in potential litigation. The board will return to open session in the boardroom at 6:33 PM. The superintendent and board attorney are invited into executive session.
No, if you wanted to say it.
I'll second.
Is it unanimous? The vote aye. Vote carries unanimously. Thank you. Goodness.
Getting back into session. Item 3 on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, we have some special guests with us this evening. TCALC is in the house. Come on up, TCALC students. It's CTE month. Who better than them to do the pledge? You stand right in the middle. 13,000 people can see you right there. All right.
Oh, in the middle.
Yep. There you go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And what are your names, ladies?
Parker Villanueva.
Sophia Benqua.
All right, thank you. You're going to hear more from them a little bit later. Thank you so much, ladies.
As we sit down, I'd like to encourage everybody, we want to take a moment of silence for a loss of one of our own at Topeka Public Schools. Kaiten Armstrong was a 15-year-old sophomore at Topeka West. So if we could bow our heads for a few moments. Thank you for that. The next item on the agenda is item 4, adoption of the agenda. I'm looking for a motion.
Madam President, I move the board adopt the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Beeson. Looking for a second. Mr. Munoz, is there any discussion? All right, we're ready to take a vote.
All votes are in and the motion carries unanimous.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is item 5, school highlights. Dr. Anderson?
All right, thank you. This is one of our favorite parts. Hey, as we begin school highlights, last board meeting, you approved our new HR Chief Compliance Officer. She doesn't start till Monday, but she was so excited. She stopped on in for a few minutes just to say hello and for the public to know who she is. So on Monday, when they come to HR, they will see an additional new face. Would you like to come forward, Miss Rachel Schwartz? Welcome. And very quickly and briefly, Ms. Schwartz comes with over a decade of experience from KCK to most recently the city of Overland Park. But I'll leave it to her to share a little bit about who she is and her connection to Topeka. And those that are listening, on Monday, HR has a new leader and we're excited to have her.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. As she said, I'm Rachel Schwartz and I am very excited to be here. I graduated from Topeka High and Washburn University, so I am a Topeka native and excited to serve our community.
Okay, with that, again, welcome, Ms. Schwartz, and from KCK to the city of Overland Park, and most importantly, she was a Capers auditor for the school districts. So we are really excited about the knowledge and a parent in 501. So again, congratulations. We are excited as well about our Senior of the Month. So we're going to start our video and take a look at what's going on at Cap City.
Hi, my name is Julian Spooner from Capital City High School. I first thought whenever I came here, they were there to help me at the first start. It was much more easier getting the improvements that you need for later on in life.
So I think what makes Julian special is he showed a lot of growth. Julian found a home here and he chose to finish up and graduate as a Capital City Bulldog.
He's a hardworking kid. He wants to get better. He wants to learn. He wants to increase his knowledge in like all areas. He's always willing to ask questions. He's always willing to participate.
He has made a lot of progress while he's been here and realized what was important and what he needed to accomplish in order to graduate.
So everybody loves Julian. He had a lot of great relationships with staff. Everybody was eager to see Julian each day. A lot of the younger students looked up to him as a mentor. I think Julian was very well liked and received here, and you want to see him find success.
I get the more experience here than in a regular school. I'm getting the help that they need and what to envision in life. After Capital City High School, I'm planning on going to Washburn Tech for plumbing.
It's really exciting to have a student come to Cap City, graduate with good grades, and then have a goal to go on to higher education. I'm really excited for Julian to move on and work towards finishing some post-high school plans and just having goals of furthering himself in life.
I'm so proud of Julian for graduating a whole semester early, moving on with his life, going to be getting a full-time job, all the skills that he's going to, acquire at Washburn Tech, all the connections and the networking that he's going to be able to do. And then that's another success story that we can tell our kids that we have in school now that, oh, I had this kid and he went to Washburn Tech and he is now a plumber.
It just shows that a smaller environment is successful for many kids, and that the relationships that he was able to build with staff shows that this is a special place and that kids find success here, and we can give that to them here at Capital City.
Keep moving. Do not give up. Thank you for the whole time that I've been here for. I got the experience that I need.
All right, let's give Julian another thumbs up. All right, so Mr. Wild and Mr. Spooner come forward. I understand Mr. Spooner's a little shy, so they won't ask too many questions, but they do want you to come on up. Sir, we are so proud of you. Congratulations. It says you're the February Senior of the Month, and again, we are proud of you. We're going to turn it over to Mr. Wild.
So on behalf of all the faculty and staff at Capital City, we just want to congratulate Julian on this honor. He deserves to be recognized for all of his hard work that he's put in over the years and the progress he's made. As everybody said, we're excited to see where Julian goes because we think he has a bright future. More than anything, Julian's just a great person. And he said he was always there for people when they were in their times of need, and he was always kind of a bright spot to a lot of people's day. So we got Julian a gift, a little Washburn Tech t-shirt to get him started along that journey. Some of his favorite candy that he always walked in the door with every morning. And then some Sonic coupons and some gift cards to kind of brighten his day a little bit, because that's what he does for everybody else. So congratulations, Julian. Thank you.
To Julian, and you might want to share who's with you. Do you have teachers or anybody who's here with you? Cap City, can you stand? Those that are here rooting him on.
I would say Miss Hare, because she worked with other people in Jardine Elementary. I'm happy that she came to Cap City High School.
All right, Julian, I think some of my fellow board members might have just a few questions for you, if you'll entertain them. Dr. Beeson?
First of all, what's your favorite candy? What's in that bag, you think?
I don't even know.
Ah. Okay, it'll be a surprise for you. Congratulations on your graduation. That just happened, right? Congratulations. I just wanted to point out that I used to be a teacher, and you have my two favorite qualities, it sounds like, in a student, which is being kind and hardworking. And congratulations on this honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Munoz?
Julian, congratulations. I'm really interested in, you said in the future you want to do plumbing. And, I think that's a great idea. There's a lot of opportunity for growth and to be successful there. What got you interested in taking that direction?
It's pretty much more hands-on. that's what I'm more looking forward to in life. Thank you.
Dr. Bonebrick?
Julian, I just hope we can keep you in the area.
Sure thing, too.
Thank you so much. We are very proud of you and we look forward to see all that you accomplish as you go forward. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and Julian, if you hang around for about 5 minutes, we're going to be taking a picture momentarily. So as we got started, the Living the Dream recognition and the Food Drive is something we do every year. And this year was our largest gathering yet. And I'm going to leave it to Reverend Williams to share a little bit about that. So Reverend Williams.
Good evening, happy Thursday. One more time. Good evening, happy Thursday.
Good evening, happy birthday.
I mean, consider the alternative. You could be on the ground, and so I'm happy for every day, regardless of how that day turns out. To Dr. Anderson, President Schmidt, Vice President Dr. Beeson, and fellow distinguished members of the board. It's good to be home. TPS will always be my home. This past year, Living the Dream celebration was opportunity for TPS to be front and center, but more so this year, Highland Park High School, they were everywhere. But I do appreciate on behalf of the board of Living the Dream, the continued partnership that Topeka Public Schools has in our food drive that we started about 8 years ago. We've been doing the watering of the plaque for 7 years, but we actually started 8 years ago in an attempt to try to address the food insecurity problem that plagues all of our students across this country. And it's a issue that's near and dear to my heart. I still have a dream like Dr. King, one child, one food item. Where this year, McCarter tried to do it themselves. They raised 5,047 food items. So for that, they deserve a hand. And since 2022, we've raised close to 30,000 food items. So it's not going to solve the problem, but it sure helps address it. And so I do, again, appreciate it. And at this time, I'd like to present our traveling plaque to McCarter Elementary School.
Hey, come on up. Principal Tiller, Assistant Principal Brown.
Now, they have won this the third time. They tied with Whitson. Whitson was trying for a fourth, and they told me that when I went to go pick up the plaque, that they go get it again. And when I got the results, I started to contact Principal Pierce, but I didn't have the heart to let her know that that wasn't going to be the case. But on behalf of Living the Dream, Topeka Public Schools, we present this plaque and a certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then a question or two for you.
Hello, everyone.
All right, board members, do we have questions? Ms. Boley?
I just want to thank you because there is more food insecurity now. And for your school students, please thank them for your students and your staff for taking this on so seriously. Please let them know it's going to help so many people. And just please thank them for us. There's so many families just in our own school family that are going to need that food. So thank you all for that hard work, because I know you had to be the cheerleaders.
We both, yes, definitely. This year was, as you know, SNAP benefits were cut for a couple of months, and it affected our students and it affected so many of our families. And we knew that it was very important this year that we beefed up our drive, and all of the food that we raised has served our families as well as families within our district, and it continues to do so. So it's just been really special and near and dear to our hearts and our families that we did such a great outreach this year with not just our families, but community members to really support our students when they needed it most.
That's so wonderful. And so what was your call out on the intercom every day?
It was on the intercom, it was on social media, it was
What did you
everywhere.
say? Let's hear your
Oh,
cheer.
gosh, I don't even know. I feel like it was something different every day. I was
There you go.
she always says that I was the cheerleader, but it got them excited and they saw, honestly, it started with one of our fifth graders that stood up in front of her class and she said, sorry, it was very impactful and meaningful, but she stood up in front of her class and she said, you guys might not understand, but this weekend my SNAP benefits were cut and my mom said we don't have enough money for food. And she told her classmates, which that is very brave of her to do. And when that was shared with us, obviously we went into full-time mode. Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? And what are we going to do for our families? Because that little baby came to school that day hungry and she wanted to know how she was going to eat. And we were going to solve that for her some way, shape, or form. So it was pretty impactful. And so it was just the cheerleader of like, hey, we're not doing this just for us. We're doing this for the greater good. And we will do whatever it takes. And so just working with different organizations and businesses in Topeka, it just blew up and it was wonderful. And the support that we received we are forever grateful for that. And we've built some good relationships with community members because of that. So it was just a really beautiful experience this year.
A whole package of blessings, right?
Yes. And ongoing blessings because we get to continue to bless our
Yes.
families with food boxes every week.
As Dr. Anderson would say, opportunities.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
all your
you.
effort. And please thank your whole building for the school board and for our community. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Oh, it's coming up. You know, parents teacher.
Speaking of cheerleaders, as we continue, we do have a guest here today as well with Dr. Gomez. We also have some of our staff. So we're going to stick with this cheerleader theme for just a moment. The cheerleaders, the hostess with the mostest in the room always is our counselors, Kansas Counselor of the Year previously selected, who it looks like she brought some gifts. Miss Jacobs, Dr. Grimes. We have middle school back here. You know, all the counselors, come on up, because I see the line just continues on. So Dr. Grimes will start off and each one of these counselors will share where they are at. It is School Counselor Month, and they're going to share a little bit about what they do. So I'll first turn it over to them. We're going to start with French-tastic counselor over here to share who she is, where she's at, and then we'll go.
Hi, guys. I'm Jean Ryan. I'm the school counselor at French Middle School. And it was game day, so.
Hi, I'm Brooke Mulford. I'm the counselor at Topeka West High School.
Deanne Stewart, Eisenhower Middle School.
Good evening, I'm Mallory Jacobs and I'm at Whitson Elementary. And what these ladies also didn't tell you is they are the lead middle school and high school, and I'm the lead elementary. So thank you for having us.
Hey, one more.
Come on, Queen. Come on, baby Queen.
I'm with Julian. I'm the counselor at Capital City.
Dr. Brown, going to say a couple things about counselors.
You've all been around schools long enough to know from the time they're in preschool to the time they walk the stage, they've had connection and support from counselors. And many would not walk that stage if they weren't there. As a building principal, I'm like, if you have a good counselor, you have like 3 or 4 more people because they do everything. And they're so flexible and knowledgeable and caring. We could not do what we do without this group. So thank you for supporting all of our counselors. And yeah, they're great people.
We have a video and we'll start and we'll turn it over to the board for questions.
I chose to be a school counselor because I had an elementary counselor that was really influential. We have so many hats that we wear, and a lot of our students look to us for support in many different ways. We are the person that helps start their day off on a good note. And throughout the years, we just keep checking back in with them to watch them grow.
At the middle school level, we're talking with kids about potentially what they want to do after high school and what courses they might take in high school to support those goals. It's just important to start thinking about what your future plans are. And even though those things might change, which is totally fine, having that mindset of their future and that it's important and it's something that we need to plan for.
We're just kind of putting that little bug in their ear to help them accomplish that goal that they want to have, looking at classes they want to take or looking at colleges, looking to see what classes they need to finish to graduate from high school.
I want to tell my fellow counselors that keep up the good work. We do so much for our students, and the reason that this is important is because these students need individual services, making sure that they're on track academically and socially, and so making sure that we can check in and are able to meet with those students, whether it's at the elementary, middle school, or high school level, is very important.
You obviously wear a lot of hats, and I am sure some of my fellow board members have some questions about just some of those hats and what that looks like. Dr. Beeson?
I guess I want to point out, I think schools are under such scrutiny all the time from all kinds of directions. And schools have to do more with less. And one of the ways that I think schools are so obviously different and so obviously improved over time since I was a kid is in the mental health and social and emotional space. And I just give school counselors so much credit for that transformation. I didn't know that I would have a 4-year-old at the dinner table coming home from pre-K saying things like, I'm capable of doing hard things, because she learned that at school through social and emotional learning. I think what you provide to students is such safety at school on so many levels, and you truly sort of destigmatize what used to be so stigmatized in having mental health needs and social and emotional needs. And that's going to carry our kids through their entire lives. And that's something I'm really hopeful about for our future. And I thank all of you for dedicating your career lives to that. You're so, so important.
Ms. Boley?
Somebody share with me how many hats you wear at school, please.
I don't think there's a number because today it may be 10 and tomorrow it's going to be 25 and they just have to be flexible.
So what do those look like? Give us just an idea of like a day. What do you address during the day so people can have a better understanding of what your job really entails?
Ms. Jacobs?
Sure, thank you so much. And Dr. Anderson hit the nail on the head when she said cheerleader. I think I was born and raised to be a cheerleader, even as a grown-up. We welcome children in, like Dr. Beeson said, a safe place. We are often called mom. We are often called the aunties of school. And not only do we teach SEL to kids, but also grown-ups. We are counselors for everybody. We also help with recess. We also help with lunch. We help with future, anything and everything. I know I got big hair, but we wear lots of hats. So I think if it happens in school, we are a part of it. And counselors are the glue that helps everybody, including our admin, and we support them as well. And we also want to thank you. I am elementary through and through, and we want to thank you a latte for all the support that you all do for school counselors. School Counseling Week is to celebrate our job, but also advocate for our job. As you know, there's many things coming down the pike at mental health, and our district is doing amazing things to kind of stop that. And that includes all of you, our IT, our security. So please, on your way out, thank you, Dunkin' Donuts, for supplying the cups. You will also have kids that have written fun notes for you. Check the bottom as well and inside. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate you.
I thought you just had a bad day and you brought your trash in with you. Thought you had to drink all those cups. So thank you for the gift. It's not trash, huh?
Dr. Bonebreak?
Knowing some school counselors, my impression that your work doesn't stop at 3:30.
Sir.
Even years after graduation, you may counsel students. Is this not fact? So it never ends.
Dr. Brumbrake, I actually had a student stop me at Dillon's the other night. Miss Jacobs, is that you? He was 21 years old. Yes, sir. And students that, transfer schools, students that go on to middle school and high school, they think about their counselors and how they helped along the way. So you are absolutely correct.
Well, in a world where there is so much going on in some students' homes and in general, thank you. Thank you for being a safe place and being a person that loves them and accepts them right where they're at and guides them as they move towards that next space. We appreciate what you do.
Yeah, we used to just read proclamations, but that seemed a little dry. So you placed that with the video. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for the wonderful video highlighting our counselors. We're going to take a photo in just a moment. We do want to acknowledge Black History Month. While we know there's no one month where we celebrate history, we do that all year. This is a month in which we highlight Black history. And so for that highlight, I don't think Mr. Reynolds is in the room right now, but his students sent artwork. So when we are taking a break momentarily, enjoy the artwork from schools across the district in celebration of Black History Month. Additionally, for our final highlights, Dr. Gray, let me make sure I don't miss any other proclamations. We do know that it's National Career Technical Education Month. They are the presentation tonight, so they're going to actually be speaking momentarily. So they'll come up for the photo, but when they speak, you'll get a chance to meet those students. And we have, as we wrap this up, Dr. Gomez is here this evening. He's been visiting schools. If you have questions for him, he's here for that, but he wants to just say hello as he traveled a long way to come and go see our schools. Dr. Mejia and Dr. Gomez will come forward. For those that are listening, we are the only pre-K through 12 dual language school district where we have a dual language program pre-K through 12 in the entire state. Dr. Gomez, good to see you again, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. Good evening, President Schmidt, Vice President Beeson, and board members. It is a delight for me to welcome back Dr. Gomez to our district to do what we call the classroom visits, where we follow up on the work that we do in between, making sure that our model is in place the way it's supposed to be and raising academic standards as well as language standards. And what I want to convey is that this is not something that we are focused on only about dual language, but about best practices that go through and through for, English classes, world language classes, EL, and of course, DL. Welcome, Dr. Gomez.
Thank you, and good evening, honorable board members and Dr. Anderson and all fellow attendees. Now, if you give a mic to a former professor, that you're playing Russian roulette, but I promise I'll be brief. So I had a wonderful couple of days of visits with Topeka High School, Landon Middle School, and Scott Dual Language Magnet School, and man, I've been smiling from ear to ear for the last 2 days. This year was the strongest dual language program I have seen, from Topeka High to pre-K Scott Dual Language Magnet and everything in between. And I have to say this because I say it all the time to the principals, to everywhere I go. Your students are some of the most amazing students. Topeka High School, that's such a gorgeous high school, in my opinion, the prettiest high school in all the United States, if not the world. It's just beautiful, every sense of the word. But the kids keep it immaculate. You won't find any graffiti anywhere. You won't find any paper anywhere. The kids know they study in a very special place and they keep it, and it's just wonderful. I was there one morning when they have this program where they have this lunch, not lunch, it's like a snack trolley car. And the kids, as they come in, because like I said before, many kids start school hungry. And so they decided to have a great program where the kids come in and they can pick up a quick snack on their way to their first class. And I said, let me see how many kids, because it says free, right? Free, pick up one, whatever you want. And I said, I want to see how many kids pick up 2 or 3 or 4. Not a one. They came in droves and they would just pick up one snack and keep going to their classrooms. I mean, it's just amazing kids. And the same thing for Landon Middle School and same thing for Scott Dual Language Magnet School. Just wonderful kids, well-behaved, eager learners, very respectful. It's always been a hallmark of Topeka Public School. So I thank you and everyone else for having whatever part you had in it, but it's working. Thank you.
Turn up to the board if you have a question or two.
Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Does anyone have any questions? Ms. Boley?
So I really loved your praise. Thank you so much. What do you think our next opportunity is for our program, and what should we be concerned about as a board?
Well, they're doing great, but they are ready for that next step. And one of the next steps that I had a chance to talk to the high school principal, Dustin Dick, yes, was that right now, cost is always a concern, et cetera, et cetera. Well, one of the great things about dual language at the high school level is if we lower some of the restrictions, it actually opens up more opportunities for more kids. And it actually becomes a cost saver because then you don't have as many teachers for small groups of kids, but instead you have fuller classrooms. And so dual language programs are not just for the dual language kids. Yes, whoever's in the program, that's officially who's in the program. But why not open up that Spanish dual language classroom, for example, to kids that are taking honor Spanish that are not in the dual language program? Why can't they have one more opportunity to practice their Spanish, for example? So they had a great honors Spanish class, but it had 6 kids in it. Why not have those 6 kids immersed with a Spanish dual language classroom and therefore take advantage of that? You have newcomers coming to the high school, about 20 to 30 given any given year. Well, that's again a great opportunity because then those kids are not technically in the dual language program, but they can start taking some of the Spanish dual language classrooms because then they get credits because they'll more likely to be successful. And therefore they can get enough credit accrual to go on to sophomore level. Versus if they take only English classes or ESL classes, there's a high likelihood that they will not do so well. And one thing will discourage kids quicker than everything else is being a freshman again for 2 years. And so what happens is start getting frustrated, and before you know it, you have a significant dropout rate among that group. So protecting their first year by letting them take some classes, even though this is normally a junior high, it's a class reserved for junior kids in high school. But even though you're a freshman, we'll let you take that class because it's in Spanish and you can get a credit accrual. And therefore waiting for the more language intensive classes for your second year when you've had a year of learning English and have a better chance of passing the class, that just benefits everyone. So it benefits the English only kids or English dominant kids who want to practice more of their Spanish in Spanish classes, or the newcomers who can have that as an access to more for credit accrual. And it's, like I said, a great cost saving and a great way to do that. So all our programs we work with 13 states across the United States and 900 schools and quite a few middle schools and high schools. But that's kind of like the next step, and they're ready for that. What I saw yesterday at the high school, it was 2 exemplary teachers and 1 honorable mention teacher. And I mean, like the assistant principal said, I wish all our general ed teachers were teaching like this. Because you could hear a pin drop in those classrooms. They were engaged. They were working together. The teacher was relaxed. They were working on high-level conversations and high-level themes. And it was just awesome just to be in there. And so I think it would be a benefit, to everyone, kids from the English side who are not technically in dual language, but partaking in that opportunities, and newcomers to have another weapon in the quill, as you speak, to help them get that credit accrual going.
Mr. Tatum?
Dr. Gomez, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome. I certainly share your appreciation for just the beauty and the magnificence of Topeka High School. So appreciate those kind words for our school. Wanted to ask you what you thought were some of the qualities or indicators as you've spent time with three of our schools over the past few days, what are some things that really kind of indicate strengths for our dual language program? What are some things that you saw that really kind of give you the impression that we're on the right track?
Well, due to the strong support of the administrators at those campuses, they're all involved with that program. They're all aware of it. They shadow me when we come to visits, and we get to debrief and we get to talk about it. And of course, Dr. Mejia, which started this, she oversees a good cadre of coaches and other folks that cut across different campuses. Of course, with Dr. Anderson and everyone else support. But you can see it. It's palpable. I mean, you can see from we came in November, I think it was, the first visit this year, and then again now. Just from then to now, the difference is just significant. It was a big jump last year to November, but the teachers embrace the feedback, they implement the feedback, the principals are well aware of what we're asking them to do, and so to see them embrace it and then see the benefits of it, we're no longer talking about basic things that we were a couple of years ago, basic things of the room environment or word walls or content. No, now we're talking about instruction. Now we're talking about how to take it to the next level. We're talking about how to work with Bloom's taxonomy so the kids are learning at the comprehension level and higher, application or higher level of Bloom's. So it's getting to that good place that we all want all our kids to be. And it's not just one classroom here and there. It's across the board. It's across the board. And that's what made me smile from ear to ear. Sometimes you go to a campus somewhere and you see, sprinkle goodness, but sprinkle maybe not so much goodness. But man, I tell you, the last couple of days has been like an embarrassment of riches for Topeka Public Schools and their dual language program. It's been incredible.
Wonderful. You set the bar pretty high, but we'll keep working to try to outdo it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, Dr. Gomez, I'd just like to thank you for taking time to come visit our schools and providing us that with that energetic feedback and giving us, pointing out opportunities where we can continue to grow our programs and exceed the excellence you saw this time, hopefully with your next visit.
My pleasure. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you again, Dr.
All right, I think we're going to take a break for maybe 5 minutes, and we'd like for Cap City, our Senior of the Month, to come on up. And then following our Senior of the Month, although CTE is next, CTE can follow that and have their photo come right in the middle, and then they will crowd around you. And I'll give you yeah. All right, see you later. All right. Sister Gray, Mama, you up? Yes.
All right, I'll go 1, 2, 3.
All right, our CTE team, come on up. Mr. Dick isn't here yet. Counselor?
See you later.
Come on up.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mr. Dick isn't here yet? On his way. Let's give it a second. Mr. Dick's here. Let's get the next photo and then just stay right up front. Come on up, Reverend Williams. Our Living the Dream winners, McCarter, come on up. We'll give Mr. Dick just a minute. Later, I'll get backstage. All right, McCarter, Reverend Dick, come on up. There you go. She said nice. Well, they'll do. Counselors, come on up. Come on up, counselors.
Yep, we do.
Come on up.
We wait on Mr. Big. Okay.
So if he wants to meet you, you're like a celebrity.
Great.
I will.
Never knows why.
Yeah. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Come in, line.
Right, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right.
Sorry that you're like.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Present momentarily, okay? All right, good stuff. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect timing. Good stuff.
Dr. Anderson.
So cute. You look something else. Yeah.
How are you doing? Yeah.
All right, we'll turn it back over to the board.
All right, the next item we have on the agenda is item 6, public communications.
Madam President, we have none.
All right, thank you. Next item, item 7, business by consent. I'm looking for a motion.
Madam President, I move the board approve the items of business by consent as presented and authorize the board president or superintendent to sign the special project and purchasing contracts for and on behalf of the board.
Thank you. And a second? Mr. Tatum, any discussion? Dr. Bonebrake?
Yeah, I'd like to know when the fitness park is supposed to be completed.
Fitness park completed?
Sorry, I'm going to contact our
Mr.
Manager
Isner and
of that
Mr.
project.
Busey, I believe we're going to speak to that.
Yeah, they won't even be breaking ground for a while, right, this summer?
It'll be this summer.
Yeah. Okay, so they'll start pouring that this summer. And it's gonna be over between us and Quinton Heights. We tried to get them to use that little parking lot down below because it already had concrete, but they said that.
All right, so they break ground this summer. Do you know approximately how long that'll take?
No, I mean, it should be able to be finished, I would think, in a pretty short period of time. It's, the main part of it's just a pad, so I wouldn't think it'd be too long.
Mr. Eastman, anything you want to add to that, sir?
No, Mr. Busey has that, that correct. It should be a matter of just a few weeks to get that complete. We're not talking about a lot of work for that, pretty small area.
All right, we expect you, Dr. Bomberg, to be on there in the fitness park when it's when we break ground. After.
Thank you. Any other questions? Discussion? All right, we're ready for a vote.
Vote is open. All votes are in and the motion carries unanimously.
Thank you so much. That moves us to item 19, which is the superintendent's report.
We are so excited about our TCALC team. Mr. Dick and Ms. Nichols are here with students, so we'll turn it over to them.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have a short presentation. We'll talk a little bit about some of the things going on at TCALC. Ms. Nichols has been doing a lot of good stuff over there. So as you all know, pretty much day to day at TCALC, she does most of the things there. I go over a little bit and we help out with some business partnerships and some of the other initiatives. We've got a couple of students from the teaching pathway here to talk a little bit about that. And so I want to give you a brief update, share a little bit about what we plan to do in the future and some other things that are coming our way there, and then take any questions you all have in relation to any of those things. So I'll start with Ms. Nichols.
I have to be brief, or how much time do I have? Good evening. Can you show that first slide? So this is a summary. You have a handout of this. Dr. Anderson and I have kind of gone back and forth about just some deliverable things that seem relevant. So I just want to summarize briefly. We have expanded dual credit offerings in several pathways, and I've kind of noted there things that were new last year and things that were new this year. I think last year I just reported on internships and not so much these things. So the teaching pathway has helped a ton. Those students are earning a large number of college credit hours, but other opportunities in sports medicine, animal science, engineering, and biomedical. So that number has grown substantially. Most of those are free or very cheap to our students. We have 516 certifications that have been completed this year, and then our enrollment. So I gave you that in a little different way because we shifted some pathways. So one example, CNA would complete 40 students in a semester, 20 in the morning, 20 in the afternoon. They started over second semester, so they could do 80 kids through that program every year. The shift to PCT lowered that because it's a year-long program now. So they're closer to 40 students all year. So that number is smaller than last year, but the capacity, we're still right about 75% of capacity. So our programs are mostly full, if that makes sense. Okay. I thought that was a better way to say than we went from 400 to 350 because that's not entirely accurate. Okay. Some different things we have done this year in the career exploration world. We brought Mark Perna in to speak to all of the middle school and high school teachers this fall in the October PD. His work is really centered around what can students do when they finish high school, what is available to them in the workforce, what is available to them shortly after that, maybe with a technical degree or some experience in the workforce. And then the very top of the tree is bachelor's level, master's level, or significant years of experience in the workforce. So really trying to help students visualize, what can I do now? What can I do next? And then what is potentially down the road for me? We have a ton of industry partners and just seems like in this community, people are interested in hiring our students at a young age and then helping them grow. And, you know, Stormont Vail has a phenomenal tuition reimbursement program. So we have tried to structure our conversation with students around what's there for you now and how can people or businesses help you get where you want to go instead of trying to navigate that all on your own and shouldering that cost. So there's a curriculum that comes with this. Go Topeka really introduced me to this guy and this concept and book. Trina Goss brought him for industry partners a couple years ago. She and I and Mrs. Wallace had a conversation about the book and kind of him as a speaker and his message. And so they helped fund some of our materials and then help bring him in for our staff. So that's been great. I was actually just asking the girls when we were sitting back there if they enjoyed the work that they did in these exercises. And they're like, well, yeah, all our stuff's at the top because we want to be teachers. But it's a little different way to think about career planning. So, all right, the print shop. I'm going to actually let Mr. D talk about this, and I'm going to give you all some gifts.
So our print representative with Century a little while ago started talking to us about the possibility of a print shop that was operated by students at TCALC. And we've explored that a little bit. Historically, there is a lot of equipment at TCALC that allows for students to work with businesses and their schools and all that to produce some things. So you're seeing some of that stuff that'll be coming around to you that they can produce. What we didn't have was the ability to do large print paper orders. So we could do your vinyl banners like you see here. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts. They can do things and put them on a coffee cup or a mug. We can laser engrave some things. We could do a lot of those type of activities. But while the teacher is trying to do everything with classes and we might have some individual students working on some of these projects, it's really hard to get somebody down there to supervise and help students use all that equipment and do it. So as the idea of the print shop kind of came to be at TCALC, we thought, well, how do we leverage that to get a person there to help work with students to use all of these things and help supervise that area, and also then take on the print shop capacity for the district and produce a lot of that stuff there with student involvement. We know there will be things that are critical, they got to be now, and the print shop person will do that. But where we can, we want to leverage and use kids to help develop and create some of those materials, develop a client base of people that they work with, and work through those projects and costs with everybody to develop those things, then produce them there at TCALC. So we're excited about this opportunity. We're not quite there yet. We're in the process of doing that. We have a position posted to hire a print shop person. We have teachers that are interested. We have 3 of them in particular that really have a connection to the things that happen in the print shop and working with students to do that. And so hopefully, as we get through the semester here, we get all that equipment there set up and we start that before the end of the school year. Where right now our target is around spring break, as long as we can identify the right person and get them in place to be able to do that. So we're excited about that. It also gives a little bit of a revenue stream to TCALC and students. When we talk about the kids that go to nationals in the teaching pathway or FBLA or whatever, there's always some cost associated trying to get these guys where they need to go. And it would help if we had some funding in a way to do that. So this would give us an opportunity to be able to do that for students and pay for some credits for them a lot. It'll open up lots of doors for us. So excited about that opportunity and another just business model at TCALC to get kids some real world experience with what they're doing. Educators.
All right. So I'll give you a little summary and then we'll let these guys tell you about their semester. So collectively, 16 students completed the fall semester in the teaching pathway. Their average GPA and their 15 college credit hours was a 3.51. They were phenomenal. They rose to every expectation we had for them. I can't tell you the number of people that we have partnered with and talked to about this program, and we had zero issues. It was just so smooth. So just those stats there, they still maintain the Kansas Science Park teaching, or the teaching in the Evergy thing, and then Educators Rising, they attended that. So Sophia Banqua, I'll let her talk to you for just a second.
Hi, I am Sophia Banqua, like Ms. Nichols just said. I'm a senior at Topeka West, and this is my 2nd year in the teaching program. But like Ms. Nichols was saying, this year it's a little bit different. Last year, we didn't go out into schools. Right now, I'm placed at Jardine Elementary School in a 1st grade class. I really enjoy it. Since I've been there, I was there all 1st semester, and I completed 160 hours of placement time there. It looks a little different for me than other students because at my home high school, I'm still involved. I do cheer and some other activities, so that's why mine might be a little different than Parker's. But the program being different than last year is very good. It has been very good for me, especially. The difference, last year we had a smaller class, but we didn't have as many opportunities and we didn't really get as much hands-on learning. It was a lot of us sitting in the classroom and learning how to do things, but not being able to go out into the classroom and actually practice those things. And so I think at first when I joined the program this year, I was a little nervous, but now this being second semester, I've definitely been able to step into a different role, in a more serious role in my classroom. Oh, my placement teacher? My placement teacher is Miss Graham at Jardine. She just recently won Teacher of the Month, so I have a very good mentor. Yeah. Anything else I should say? No, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Parker Villanueva. I am a junior and it is my first year in this new program. I'm at Ross with Miss Doyle, so she's very amazing. I've learned a lot of new things. The joining this program in its new thing was very nerve-wracking. Not knowing what it was going to be like, but also knowing what it was going to be like was confusing at first. And then once I started doing it, it was very fun. There's a lot of opportunities in place. We've done so many different things. I've worked over 190 hours in my placement. So it's been very amazing.
Open this up to questions.
Yes, I think we were encouraged to ask you guys lots of questions. So my fellow board members have been just piling those up here while you've been speaking. Who'd like to go first? Ms. Boley?
So what is the biggest surprise about being a teacher that has occurred for you?
I'll go first.
Thanks.
So like I mentioned earlier, I'm in a first grade classroom. So the biggest surprise for me was just how young they are still. Like that might not make sense, but
Yes, it does.
when you see a bunch of kids out in a public space or at school, you don't really, especially now with there's so much technology and so many things that kids are doing, it doesn't seem like sometimes kids are still just young kids. But then once you're in the classroom with them and you're seeing that they have a lot of questions, like when we're learning about the moon, is there ponies on the moon? Does the moon taste like cotton candy? They still are very curious, and it's very good to see. So I was very shocked when I first went there and I saw this is not how some people might think that this actually is. So I feel like if everybody had one day in a classroom, they would actually know that there's days where it's great and everything is so good. And then there's some days where it's really rough. But all of those days together is very good. And I really enjoy seeing all of it.
I think one thing that was pretty not surprising, but very different was how many different teaching styles there are. I've been able to explore different grade levels and a bunch of different amazing teachers and seeing the different ways they interact with their students. So I've been in kindergarten all the way up to fourth grade. Just seeing how like different each kid is treated in a way that they need, and just the way people run their classroom and how well it works in so many different ways. But one way a teacher does something might not work for a different classroom. So just many different ways teachers are and why they do things.
Will you continue being an educator, you believe?
I believe yes. I'm very much excited to do this and very much ready to.
Yes. How about you? Has that scared you away in any way?
No, it has made it so much better. Actually, being able to be hands-on, like I said earlier, it was my second year in the program. Last year, I was able to teach one lesson for Ed Rising, but that was very scary because I didn't have a relationship with the kids. They didn't know me.
Right.
And just walking into a classroom and saying, please do this, please do that, it's kind of hard when you don't have a relationship, especially when you don't know those specific things that children do need, like different learning styles. In my classroom, we have kids who don't speak English. We have kids who have some behavior problems, and they need to be, everyone needs a different way of learning and different care and love. So it did not push me away. It made me much closer.
Oh, yes. Good job, principals. Good job. We appreciate your insight into that, and we appreciate your dedication to the profession. We are so happy for you to be our first year students going through this program and helping us find what is going to really work and what is going to be beneficial for the people that come behind you. So thanks for being those explorers for us.
Dr. Beeson?
Just listening to both of you speak about your experiences and what you're already internalizing about what it means to be a teacher and sort of important skills to have and the importance of relationships. It's so incredible that as juniors and seniors in high school that you see this and know this already as pre-service teachers. When I was going through school, it wasn't till my last semester of college that I, got these real classroom experiences. And I just think like what an incredible service to young people who think they want to be teachers. And I'm so glad that you're seeing the value and excitement in that. So just so excited about this program, and congratulations to both of you. And I hope you continue to have wonderful experiences.
Anyone else? Dr. Schumacher?
Parker, I know as a junior you will be a senior next year, but I'm interested in, Sophia, what's the next step like with this program? What do you do after you graduate?
Well, we've actually, since we do our classes through Washburn Tech, and we have a lot of help and assistance with them. I haven't decided where I'm going to college yet, but we talk a lot, even with our teacher, Miss Jones, about what the future looks like for us, and that the future can look different for everyone. Some people might want to go to community college for 1 year. Some people might want to go straight into a university. For me, I plan on just going to university because I don't want to go somewhere and get comfortable and then have to leave. So I plan on just going to a 4-year university. I'm not sure yet, but we recently, actually today, we just had someone from Washburn come talk to us about being in the Para to Teacher program, and how there's so many programs out there like that are specifically for people who would like to teach. Before, we've also had someone from Emporia State talk to us and about how some colleges around Kansas, or even other places, but specifically Kansas, where you can go to college, and then if you plan to teach or you teach in Kansas for a certain amount of years, you can get some assistance or money back from college. So I'm not really too worried about college. It'll figure itself out.
If I understand correctly, though, both of you will have college credits already through this year's, and Parker, you'll have 2 years of college credits. So then that takes some of that time off of your 4-year degree, potentially.
Yeah, for me, that will look a little different since I am a senior. I would have 30 credits for this year. Well, yeah, I would have 30 credits for this year, and then the following year, Parker will get 30 more credits. So yeah, she'll have 60 credits. They get an associate's degree? The juniors will have an associate's degree. So, but for me, that's still very good. A lot of free college credits.
Yeah, that's great.
Dr. Bonebrick?
Thank you. So regardless, you've not been dissuaded from the profession, even though you have been exposed to some of the hazards and day-to-day, hour-to-hour conundrum. Have you decided any specific area you want to teach, or just general?
I've looked at a lot of grade levels and a lot of different possibilities, but I really like early education. I enjoy 3rd grade and kindergarten, I think, the most. So I'm thinking about that area. So
For me, first grade is the best. I love it. It's the sweet spot. They are excited for school. They're not sick of school yet. They love learning. They love their teachers. They love their peers. Everything's great. But if not first grade, then I got to go and shadow a ESOL classroom, and I really enjoyed that. So that's something I would look into.
Thank you so much, you guys, for coming and sharing your experience with us. And I want to give kudos to Miss Nichols and Mr. Dick for, having an idea and putting on the boots on the ground to, figure out how to make it work and provide this opportunity to our students and all for future Topeka Public School students that want to embark on this. This is such an amazing opportunity for our district, and it wouldn't have been possible without everything you guys have done. So thank you so much.
What's next is a question I ask this class once a week. Where are you going? What's your plan? So I'm glad you asked that question. We're trying really hard to make sure they have it lined out. I think there's just a couple more. So in the K-12 CTE career exploration world, I just wanted to highlight a few things that have happened. This was in the spring of last year. We brought every fifth grader over to TCALC over a series of 4 days. Our teaching pathway students actually organized and planned and kind of led this experience. They got to spend about 20 minutes in 4 different classrooms, 4 different pathway classrooms, and they participated in activities led by both the students and the teachers. The college prep students did some like tie tying and professionalism with them too. So we folded them in. It was a really fun opportunity. And I think half of the elementary school principals emailed me and said, we're doing this again next year, right? That was great. So this is a plan for us moving forward every year to bring the fifth graders over and show them what we do and what's there. Middle schools all host a career fair on site. So 4 of them have happened, 2 are yet to happen. They brought in an amazing number of industry representatives. We were able to connect them with some of those people if they needed whatever. I tried to help them out, but they do a lot of work, the middle school counselors, in this career exploration front. I put Zello up there because our counselor engagement and student engagement with Zello is the best in the state of Kansas. They invited us. Me and Dr. Grimes had to fight out who was going to be the one to be part of their Champions Club, because our implementation model and our engagement has just been pretty good. So we're proud of that. And I wanted to thank the counselors, but they left. So I'll be sure to thank them for that. But they really do a nice job using that tool to help kids explore and plan their classes, which leads to enrollment at TCALC, we hope. And things we're working on. The secretive man behind me. Just some things. We're working on a couple of apprenticeships, one with Stormont Vale and one with Trident Homes that we're really excited about. So the Department of Commerce has been a great partner, and I've brought them in to talk to some HR folks and create more apprenticeship opportunities for our students, with TCALC being the related technical instruction. So I hope to expand opportunities into different pathways in the apprenticeship model. We have a couple students enjoying an opportunity to earn their private pilot license. So we're still working on that being a permanent fixture at TCALC for the years to come. We had a whole list of things.
Yeah, I think I would just add to that, like the pilot opportunity. We try hard to figure out what it is that kids want to do and how can we find a way to connect them to some start in that. And so the pilot opportunity just comes from a student kind of talking about that. There is an aviation pathway. What might that look like? Who can we connect them to in the community? How can we bring those people in? So we're doing that with 2 students. Then we kind of explore what is the sustainability of something like that. Do we have a pool of students that we can regularly do that? Is there a partner in the community that would help that or take on the cost where it wouldn't matter as much to us if we had 40 students that wanted to do it every year? So there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into a lot of these things, and trying just to connect to people and how that happens. We have lots of opportunities out there. It's really hard to get them all the way through to the finish line. So we've got several that we're going, but I think every year, I think we come to you and There's a whole different slate of course changes. There's another opportunity or two. We try hard to be pretty innovative and out there and in front of a lot of stuff and trying to get kids opportunities. And so we will continue to do that. And hopefully every year we can come to you with another 2, 3, 4 things that are different and a little more innovative and something that somebody else isn't doing. And I should probably mention too, that we stand here and talk a lot about TCALC, but there's a lot of CTE stuff that happens at the high schools and every place else across the district in the middle and high school level, and business enterprises for students. There's marketing things and graphic design things that happen at Highland Park. At Topeka High, we have a bank, a coffee shop. We're working on the apparel merchandise stuff with some students there. Topeka West has a coffee shop. They've had a bank before. We hope to expand those things and keep going. So there are lots of things that happen everywhere else. So we stand here and talk a lot about TCALC, but these things happen in lots of other places as well. So it's good work. We're excited about what we're doing and the opportunities that we get to have for kids.
So that is what it is. It's sitting at their table.
Oh, you all got your copy. So when the print shop, there's some things in there that need tweaks. So I apologize for the spacing and some of the pages got out of order, and that is nobody's fault other than the print shop kind of changed. But this just provides, the first few pages are the pathways that we offer in the district and what courses are available for kids to take kind of by year. And then there's a ton of programming, content, leadership studies, international studies, and then every course that's available in the district by department. We added, and I know you guys approved that and you saw that, but there's some new things at the middle school to try to feed more CTE opportunities in the high school. So they're all doing a yearbook course this year, which is new in there. And that has gone really well. And I think generated some interest for more journalism, graphic design stuff in high school. I had lots of questions about that at enrollment time. What do they do next? They really want to keep going. So yeah, that if you have questions about the book, I'm happy to answer.
I do have one more thing I should have mentioned and I'd like to mention real quick too. Not so much at the high school level, but it impacts a lot of our kids when they get to the junior and senior year. They have the opportunity to go to Washburn Tech and do some things there. And there's some funding from the state that helps to pay and offset tuition costs and some of those program costs for students when they do that. I don't know if you all are aware or not, but Dr. Anderson sits on the TEA board, the Technical Education Advisory Board, for the Board of Regents. And we have a really unique opportunity in that I don't think there's any other high school or school district at the K-12 level that's connected to that other than us. So as there's proposals for change and things like that that happen to those things that don't necessarily impact the K-12 funding aspect of it, but opportunities that our kids might have or would get otherwise, it's nice that we do have a pretty good advocate. And there's been some things proposed this year where that does give us an opportunity to have a little more of a say. And I think they've actually changed a couple proposals based on some things that we see and work with Washburn and how that would negatively impact kids and can we minimize that impact a little bit. So that has been helpful. And that's another aspect that I think is really pretty unique to the Topeka Public Schools and us, that we have that connection right now. So that's been a positive thing for us too.
So Mr. Dick Ann, under his leadership with CTE across the district, we've expanded in incredible ways, as they have talked about under Ms. Nichols this year and last year. It's been really extraordinary what young people have been able to do. The program of studies, I guess about maybe 10 years ago, Ms. Nichols and the lady, Dr. Duncan, and I kind of sat down and said, we need a pathway. And I was coming in from another district and said, hey, but she has changed it, reformatted, added, this piece that we started as, hey, here's our booklet of the pathway. It's incredible and just kind of the sky's the limit with all that they're doing. But the amount of CTE, which Mr. Dick oversees all CTE in the district, is incredible. So just an applause to these incredible leaders and their students. That concludes our CTE update. Thank you all for being here this evening. Excellent job, ladies. That concludes our piece. The other item for board goals, and Madam President, I believe you all were going to be talking about that at a retreat, so we really don't have items to share with you regarding goals, and we'll turn it back over to you.
That is correct. For the board goals piece, we do plan on engaging Dr. Meckel, with spending some more time with him at our board retreat, which is scheduled for March 7th. Ms. Lister will be sending that invite out with that time so we can get it blocked on our calendars. So thank you for that, Ms. Lister. Other than that, the next item on the agenda is 22, board member comments. Dr. Bonebrake?
My committees haven't met yet. I did attend the DCAC meeting Tuesday. And there is community participation, but I was amazed at the lack of numbers that really attended. I think there were only 8 people other than the DCAC leaders. I would have thought, because I've been to those meetings before, so maybe this was an anomaly.
The other half, Dr. Bonebrake, were online. Because,
Pardon?
it's online, it was on
Is it?
Zoom, so while 8 may have been in the room, you had another, I think, 12 or so that were online. So the other half
Okay.
representing the district, one parent per school or one parent every 2 schools, they were online.
Well, I'm used to getting in trouble when I do these comments, so, okay. That's all I have.
Dr. Bonebrake, if I may, I know it's board member comments. I know you made a comment about Topeka High last week, but you've had a chance to visit Topeka High. Since Mr. Dick's in the room, I thought I might offer you that opportunity.
Anybody remember the movie Cool Hand Luke? No. One of the famous phrases was, what we have here is a failure to communicate. And I think there was just a misunderstanding between staff and administration that you can't just directly call the administration, you have to call the secretary so that they can then use the FM transceivers to talk to the roving administrators who are all about the building. So if they have a problem, don't call a number that's not going to be answered. Call the central office. So that should solve that issue. But I was still impressed with a number of teachers that complained of students that just didn't want to be there. What do I have to do this for? I don't need this. I mean, they have no plans, no future. It was depressing. So I don't know how we can improve that. But since in the last 2 decades, schools have become community centers, we now have to become parents. Is that the deal? I don't know.
I think that's just outside the purview of our control. There's certain things we can control, and that's outside of that sphere. Dr. Schumacher?
I don't know that we should have given Dr. Bonebrake more time to talk. Dr. Anderson, thank you. What I miss is sitting next to Dr. Bonebrake and following up. I also realized I haven't reported out on technology committee in a year because I'm used to sitting down there and it's already been talking. So we talked about some stuff at technology committee. That's all I have. No, what was nice, Mr. Reinert set it up this time because there are some projects and things that we have approved probably over the last year, but definitely over the last 6 months or so, and implementing those things and switching processes and software. And it's a lot. And so we got to report out on some of those. Some of those are security related, so I don't know. I mean, it's an open meeting, so we can talk about whatever, but it was great to get that. For instance, we talked about Chromebooks. We talked about some of the changes in our security software. We talked about Incident IQ, which helps in our tracking of kind of our assets, but also rolling that out to facilities, that kind of stuff. We talked about the board docs upgrade and how happy we are with it, and the vendor, and some of the fuses rolled out. And that's the only committee I had. And I don't think I have anything else to call out.
Thank you. Ms. Boley?
As you have seen on your board docs, you had a report from Sheldon Sheldon Preschool, and I hope you all went through that. A lot of good things are happening over there. We will have our policy meeting on Wednesday, and so I'll have more information for you. I wanted to talk about how many of our educators are being nationally recognized. And our district has done a really nice job advertising those people, giving them their kudos. But we have so many remarkable staff, and Dr. Gomez talked about it again tonight, about the remarkable staff we have in place in Topeka Public Schools. And I just want to give all of them a big shout out at all the hard work they're doing. I was at the Highland Park High School Awards Assembly for academic achievement, and so many students are doing so well over there. They are achieving there were large numbers per class, per grade, and it was very fun celebrating them. And I wanted to thank Living the Dream once again. The artwork you see back there are winners for Living the Dream. They have an essay contest, they have an art contest, they have the ability to write in to receive scholarships, and their work has helped a lot of our students. So I just wanted to say thank you to them again.
Mr. Tatum?
I actually don't think that I have anything to report out on. Like most of the rest of you, I didn't have any committees either. Policy committee was scheduled last Monday, but because of the snow day, that was canceled. I think there may be committees coming up, but I actually am going to take it easy on everybody tonight and pass it along to Mr. Munoz.
Thank you. So you're right, policy, we'll talk about that next time, perhaps. Equity Council, we did have a meeting, and we heard from a couple of speakers, chiefly Pastor Sublette, who we previously had heard here, talk with our Equity Council. He shared a lot of the amazing work he's doing there. The only other thing I'll share is that I visited Avondale Academy and Topeka Virtual School. And I think I happened to bump into one of the mid-year graduations into Miss Lucht, and I said, you know what, I haven't been to your location, your building. So I went over to Lynn Building and visited with Dr. Grimes and learned a lot about it. You know, one of the things that had sort of resonated with me and sort of stuck out was how much our virtual programs have increased in terms of enrollment. I mean, I remember when it was, I don't know how much it was at the beginning, 30, 40, 60, something small, and then it went 300, and it went 400, and right now I think roughly around 850 students who are enrolled virtually, which is a lot. And it was designed initially as a avenue to be able to make sure kids sort of were able to still stay plugged in and stay on top of their academics, but it's fairly large. And so I think with success comes sort of the change in dynamic. And so we might want to sort of take a look at how is our virtual school going and how can we sort of help make sure that the kids are being supported in the ways that they need. Many of those, many staff there are doing a lot and sort of working to try to make sure they're helping these students, but it's a large amount of students. Think about the size of our schools, and so virtual is pretty large. And then I also had a chance to meet with some students at Avondale Academy there, and just learned about the ways that Avondale Academy has been beneficial to them, helping them get to where they need, get caught back up in terms of academics and succeed. And so very, very, I came away impressed with the work that's being done in that building. So if you have a chance, stop by the Lynn Building, talk to Dr. Grimes, and schedule a time to visit that if you haven't. That's all.
Dr. Beeson.
It is kind of nice to sit down here at the end. The only committee that I had was also Equity Council, which Mr. Munoz covered. I did want to note, we heard from a lot of building leaders about sort of the lenses of equity that they're applying at their own buildings. Very impressive and very unique to each school community. So that was a favorite part of that particular meeting. I attended West Fest earlier this week, and I would just like to say that music teachers are miracle workers, and they give kids noise-making machines, and somehow it goes well. So if you haven't been, the Topeka West Gymnasium is just filled with strings students from 5th grade through 12th grade. And it was, from the parent perspective, wonderful to see and watch. And my daughter, who's a 5th grader, just had the best time with all the big kids, and it felt very special to her. So very grateful to our district music teachers. Girl Up at Robinson Middle School is coming up next week. It'll be my first time involved with that. I'm really excited to experience that. And congratulations to our Topeka West Chargers boys team on winning the Topeka Invitational. I think that's it.
Thank you so much. We do not have a need for an executive session this late in the meeting. So item 24 is adjournment. I am looking for a motion.
Madam President, I move the meeting adjourned.
And second? Mr. Munoz seconds. Everyone who is in agreement? Dr. Schumacher says you have to raise your right hand. No, Keith says you got to raise your right hand. I think it's unanimous. Meeting adjourned.